Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be absolutely all over the place in this video. A company called Super Clean actually reached out to me and they were like, hey, we like what you're doing. Would you be willing to show off our product a little bit and throw it in the videos? We'll set you guys up with some stuff. I said, absolutely, 100%. I buy this stuff at Walmart all the time anyways. So they sent us some floor absorbent. It's like a little small sample. I can get it at Auto, you can get this stuff at AutoZone, but I usually just use like cat litter, so who knows. If I have like a small little spill, I'll try this stuff out. Degreaser, Tough Task Cleaner. So this, I mean, we'll use this stuff all the time, guys. Some more degreaser. This is like the foam style, and this is just in a spray bottle. Is wheel cleaner. That's freaking awesome, guys, because I hate getting brake dust on stuff and not wanting to clean it, and stuff, something like this. Some wheel cleaner, safely not gonna hurt your wheels or anything. Sent us a freaking sweet hat. Super Clean, Richardson. This is actually a really nice hat. This is a Richardson. Heck yeah, camo, and then it's got the American flag on the side. And then they set us up with a gray shirt. Check this out. I would wear it Super Clean in the video, but I don't want to destroy it. This will be whenever I'm going out to dinner kind of thing, you know what I mean? Also guys, we are getting down, just what's left in this box here is what's left for the last key tags and stickers. I'm probably gonna change them up after I get these, so if you guys want, get yourself a sticker and a key tag. These are available on the website, dirtydiamonddiesel.com. I love these key tags. Every time I have like a customer truck come in, I always throw this on their keychain for them, hook them up, but you guys can actually purchase them online, dirtydiamonddiesel.com. Some of them say built not bought on them. Some of them just say, some of them say Dirty Diamond Diesel, some say built not bought. The stickers are like an actual, it's not like a decal, it's an actual vinyl sticker, and they hold up really well to the sun. You can see they're only 10 bucks. Grab yourself one, support what we do, support the channel, guys. Makes it easier to make these videos. So let's jump right into the video, guys. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It is currently Monday night, and we are about to get the garage cleaned up because it is an absolute mess. From the last video that we put out, which was over the course of probably a week, we have developed quite the mess in here. And not only that, guys, but on top of that, with getting Mason's truck ready to truck pull, as you guys saw in the last video. If not, you need to go check it out right now. And doing some customer work. We also got some blow-in insulation in the shop. Now, I wasn't able to capture very much footage of that, but basically, whenever we finished the shop, whenever we moved in here, it was basically just unfinished, just regular, 2x4 studded walls. And we insulated all of it, put this metal up, and I went ahead and blew in insulation on the top, and it is freaking deep. So I'm thinking this winter it's gonna be super easy to keep it nice and warm in here, which is gonna be great. But before I move on any further, I gotta throw in the towel. We gotta stop, clean up for a little bit. So we're gonna get cleaned up tonight. Then we're gonna pull the 05 Dodge in that we've been working on and get ready to mount a aftermarket transmission cooler on it. The trans is currently overheating, and they have a cooler on the side of the engine block, and then they also have one up front. And instead of replacing those, I'm just gonna go to an aftermarket setup, which I really like because they have an electric fan. Truck pulled in here on the lift, transmission fluid drained. We are cleaning and drying up our pan right there with our reusable gasket. And I wanna show you guys what we've got going on so far and what we're gonna be doing to this truck. So basically, before we get into what we're doing, I wanna go ahead and explain to you guys the issues. This truck, the transmission was overheating. So the brakes were basically dragging really, really bad on this thing. Like the very first time I worked on it, I noticed it. And at the time, the customer really just didn't want to get fixed. They mainly were wanting the oil pan leaked. Fixed, as you can see, it's got a brand new oil pan on it. It was basically just destroying their driveway. So they're like, this is #1 priority. We got that done. Now they're bringing it back to get the brakes fixed. The problem is, I think it was drove with the brakes dragging so much that it actually, not necessarily cooked the trans, because the trans still pulls fine and everything, and the fluid's not that bad of shape, but I think whenever it got so hot that it plugged up all the coolers up front. So there's one cooler in the front of the truck, and then there's another heat exchanger. They call this like the torque converter cooler right here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So it's right there directly above the starter. It's got 2 coolant lines going into it and 2 trans lines. So what we've already done, guys, is we've just basically cut the 2 lines that go to the trans. Well, obviously we got the pan off and all that, you can see. And we cut the 2 lines going to the trans and just looped them back together so that way the residual fluid doesn't leak. We're not gonna go through the trouble of removing all that because we have open coolant. We'd have open coolant ports we'd have to clog off. and the customer just really doesn't care about that kind of stuff. So we have you can see where it's dripping fluid there. Those are the 2 fittings pulled out of the transmission. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount an external cooler on this truck. So we're gonna do away with all of the stock stuff. I could have fixed all that, but all that stuff's really rusty, and I feel like we'd end up putting lines and all kinds of stuff on it, and the customer just really doesn't care. So basically on race applications, Mild builds my blue truck. The one we always do videos with, it has this setup. Mason truck has this setup. A lot of people run these kind of setups and similar. So it's an external cooler. It has a fan on it. This is a double stacked Durali cooler. I ran this on my Fummins. Mason's truck has 2 of them because it gets pretty hot. Rubber fuel line that's rated for 300 PSI. Use this on tons of transmission lines. So yes, it works. I promise. We've been doing this stuff for a while now, and we know that we can use this 1/2-inch air dog hose. It works great for trans lines. And then we also have a nice relayed harness with a weather pack connector. So we're basically gonna splice this in here so it has a nice connector on it. If you ever have to service anything, you can take it off. This is gonna be just a really safe way to hook this fan up. It really scares me a lot putting these fans on the truck in the wintertime because I'm always scared that these things are gonna freeze, and the customer basically wouldn't know to check something like that. So like this would freeze under the truck, and that's what this nice relayed harness comes in for. I've got the trans pan put back on, resealed that, drained all the fluid out. And I have the AN fittings installed. They sent me one of the wrong ones, but I finally got that in the mail. And I'm working on mounting the trans cooler. So I got 2 little small holes drilled right there, and then I'm making a bracket to come off this one because it's not quite long enough to reach both bed frames. So I'm working on that right here. Gotta get some holes drilled in this. This is basically just like an extension. Drill some holes in it, spray painted black, call it good to go. But Mason wanted to show me this new freaking mini bike he's got. Oh wow. Well, this isn't a new mini bike, but he put a new engine on it. What is this? The
6 horse.
6 horse? 212 cc?
The other one was a 3 horse, 79 cc.
So we upgraded from a 3 horse to a 6 horse. And she rips, huh?
She's ripping.
Oh, got a brand new clutch on her, eh?
No, well,
that's the same burn up one?
Kinda.
All right, let's see it. Let's see a rip. Wow, that'll pull wheel. You've got to be kidding me right now. What in the hell is this thing?
You ride it?
I guess. Jeez. You dropped your hat. All right, drag race. All right, guys, got my unit warming up. Whoa. All right, guys, you can see how we have the trans cooler mounted. So just 2 self-tappers basically right there in the bottom side of the bed, cross member. This thing's rock solid. I went ahead and pre-installed 2 of these fittings, so got them snug. That way I'm not struggling to try and tighten all this up up top here. That'd be really difficult. So now I just gotta run the lines and hook up our wiring harness and we're good to go. All right, guys, cooler is all mounted. Lines are ran. Got them looping through there. So like so. They kind of do a loop over and then they're tied up there to the top of the cab. And then you can see how they're hooked up over here. And then wiring, I went ahead and put a big weather pack connector on it, but I'm gonna have to lower it down because I'm gonna drop the wiring harness in from the top. All right, guys, a couple days has passed since the last time we talked, actually like several days, but just been really busy. And I think we officially right now have 3 Dodge trucks on the property that have transmission issues. So this might be a sign. Skylar's wedding over the weekend, and we might have gotten a little carried away with some burnouts.
Peer pressure.
Mason is really against tearing this truck up. Like, he really doesn't like to drive it hard. or do burnouts, and he does because he falls into peer pressure because he's really not hard to peer pressure. And it's gone. The transmission, she got a little warm. Cooked 5th and 6th gear clutches. So pulled it in here. He went ahead and just dropped the pan, looked at the valve body, made sure it wasn't a solenoid in the valve body that blew apart.
Before he said that they blow out the sides. So.
That looked good.
Check that first.
Checked it, and yeah, so ordered the rebuild kit. Gonna have to put some new clutches in this thing, and then just do a flush on it, and hopefully it'll be good. Didn't break any shafts or anything. Still drives, just doesn't have. It's like stuck in limp mode.
Yeah, cleared the codes and was able to use 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on the way here. So.
It's not completely gone. I mean, we're not really gonna be banding it because this thing already has like RevMex valve body and stuff like that. It just got hot and burnt the clutches, so who knows? Maybe we'll have to do an upgraded cooler or something. But for now, just gonna get it to where it'll move again and just kind of roll it out until the parts get here. Also on the agenda, we have Alex Humphrey's truck. If you guys remember, we did a video doing a seconded swap on this thing a while back, which got a ton of views actually. And whenever we were driving it, we said the transmission was gonna go out, and it's out. Trans is out. It's lost 5th and 6th as well. But he has a new transmission for us to put in it. We just got to, we just have to basically pull this one out, and he's gonna bring me another one to stick in it. So we gotta get this thing pulled in, get it up on the lift, do all that, blah, blah, blah. And so the truck over here, the one that we were working on at the start of this video, the 2005, this is a customer that I've been taking care of for pretty much just this year. And this is actually her father's truck that passed away, and she basically inherited it. And she said that her dad wanted to see this truck, you know, be used and be fixed. So she was kind of on the fence between fixing it and selling it. And unfortunately, guys, even though we put the added cooler on it, it's still overheating the transmission. Like even with the cooler by itself, the transmission, you just slowly drive it and it'll get up to like 250 degrees and it almost melts the lines that we put on it. It's basically the converter is just constantly slipping internally, and it's creating a lot of heat. So after speaking with her a little bit and kind of what she wants to do with it and how much money we've already had to put into this thing to even get it to where it's at, unfortunately she has decided to sell it, but obviously we're going to be the ones to buy it. So looks like this is going to be maybe my new work truck. I don't know. I do have a plow I can get with it too, but I'll show you guys. I'll go ahead and show you guys how the fan setup, trans cooler that we were basically working on earlier in this video. That's what I wanted the video to be, but it ended up not fixing it. Trans is still overheating, so I couldn't really show any. There you guys can hear key on power. That fan is up here mounted underneath the truck. It's got some lines ran up there. Yeah, so the plan for now is to pull Mason's truck out, pull this one in. We're currently just got the transmission pulled out of Alex's truck. The 68 said no go to 5th and 6th gear, and they gone. But we got all the parts out there laid out. All right, guys, we got the transmission back in Alex's 2020 Ram. Every time I drive this thing, I just fall in love. I want one of these so bad, but you know, they literally cost as much as my house, so not anytime soon. But yeah, so we're basically just taking this thing on a quick test drive. I'm gonna go back, check all the fluids in it, and then it should be good to go. All right, guys, this one is all good to go. That is one transmission completely fixed and ready to go. Next one will be Mason's, which we will be doing. We're actually gonna rebuild this one ourselves, guys. So it's the same style trans, 68 RFE, and we're actually gonna rebuild this one ourselves. Corey's done a couple of them, so he's gonna come over and kind of assist. I don't know where we're gonna do it at. I hope we can get it on video, I really do. I've never messed with one, so just that way we can kind of learn and know how to do them. Get Mason's rebuilt. And by the way, guys, so kind of exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it in here now. I now own this 05, as we may have talked earlier in the video, not if I didn't explain. Basically, a woman inherited this truck, and we've done quite a bit of work to it, and it's kind of becoming a money pit for her, and she doesn't really care to keep it. So rather than just keep dumping money in it because it needs a torque converter, she decided to just sell it to me. So me and Bailey have to go get the plow for it. I have a Boss V-Blade plow that goes with it, so we got to go get all that. But guys, this is a new truck we're going to be doing some stuff with on the channel. We've already done some videos on it, but yeah, so let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know what you guys think, man. I mean, it's not a perfect truck, don't get me wrong. It's got a little bit of rust and stuff on it, but it's pretty clean, and I think it'll be worth doing some stuff too. Get some common rail stuff in here. Guys, let me tell you, it's been a minute since I've had a common rail, like probably 3 or 4 years since I've actually had one that's not just like a part out truck. So hopefully it goes good, fingers crossed. But without further ado, guys, that is gonna wrap up the end of this video. Without further ado, guys, that is gonna wrap up the end of this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. We'll see you guys on the next one.